happy love day. I am so excited to be sharing a Valentine's Day makeup look with you guys today because nothing is better than love. Wow, that was so corny. I can't. That was so, oh my god. Okay. Redo. Hello my glam fam and welcome back to my channel. Today's tutorial is going to be a Valentine's Day makeup look. I am using a lot of new products in this tutorial, so not necessarily a first impression, but I'm going to be using a lot of products for the first time. So before we jump right into the video, I just want to say, whoever you are spending Valentine's Day with, wherever you are spending it, whether it's with your love, your husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, girlfriends, boyfriends, like, well, not like more than one, I mean like group. You know? Well, I hope not. So whoever you are spending it with and whatever you guys are doing, just have a lot of love in it. I realize that if you just pour love into anything, whether it's staying home, cozying up with blankets, or a fancy schmancy dinner out, whatever it is, pour your love into it and it will be fantastic. So yes, if you guys want to see how I achieved this look, just keep watching and I think that's it. Happy Valentine's Day. Mwah. So jumping right in, we're going to start off with the eyes because I don't really know exactly what I want to do, but I want to make sure that, you know, I don't ruin the foundation or the finished face. So I'm going to be using the BH Cosmetics 42 color shadow palette. This is my first time picking this up. Here's what it looks like. But you guys, you can use absolutely any eyeshadow color that's similar, any eyeshadow formula. It doesn't have to be exactly what I'm using. You don't have to go out and get this just to do the makeup tutorial. Keep that in mind. So I'm starting off by priming my eyes. I'm going to be using the Jouer Cosmetics concealer in the shade Custard. I love this concealer to prime. I feel like it gets the job done covering my veiny eyelids because I have super thin skin. Concealers do the best job at hiding that. And lately, I actually haven't been setting my concealers or my primers because I feel like it just grabs on the lash, not the lash. What am I saying? Oh my god. I feel like it grabs on the shadow so much more. And I know some people have a little bit trouble with blending it out, but I just feel like if you really take your time, 3 minutes and I already dropped something. Great! I'm picking up a Morphe Jaclyn Hill brush. This is the JH30 brush. It's a very loose, big, fluffy blending brush. And I'm going to be picking up this color right here. Right there. So this is the first color that I'm going to be applying. This is the lightest color as well because I want to start off light and build. When we get into darker colors, which we eventually will, that's when you want to actually be more precise and use a smaller brush. But pigmentation is, it's okay. I don't hate it. Okay, next I'm going to be picking up this pink shade right here. And I'm switching my brush to a little more denser brush. Not necessarily dense, but smaller. I meant to say smaller. This is the JH33 brush. Okay. I'm going to be a little bit more precise with the placement of this shade. I'm going to just go directly into my crease and apply that right underneath the first shade we applied. I didn't want to use that bigger blending brush because it would overpower the first shade that we used. But I'm going to go back in with that same brush with no additional product and just blend it ever so slightly. Okay, now on a smaller brush, this is the JH40. I'm going to be picking up this shadow right here. You can definitely see the difference between this and the first pink that we applied. It's not as pink, but the red in it is going to define our crease. So the reason why I'm using a smaller brush for this purpose is because I don't want this shadow to go everywhere. I want it just to be focusing on one area, and that is in the socket of our crease. Also, you guys keep in mind, I have absolutely no idea what look we're gonna do today. None whatsoever. But I just want to feel like it's Valentine's Day. You know, I want color on my eyes. I always, oh, sneezing. So now I'm picking up this really bright, beautiful Barbie pink color on the same JH33 brush. I'm going to be applying that on the outer corner. I'm just kind of like placing it because this is a brush not only can you blend with, but you can also place it with because it is more flatter than a brush like this, which this brush is pretty much used for only blending. I'm going to kind of tap it on the outer corner. Kind of gonna take my brush a little more deeper because I'm not getting the pigment that I want. And then with the fluffier side, I'm going to kind of buff the edges of that color. This is a more fuchsia pink. And I'm going to repeat the same exact step that I just did with the previous color. This is a little bit more darker, so it will be more brighter and more visible on the eye. Whereas the other pink that I applied kind of just disappeared into my eyes. So let's test this out. Yeah. Oh yeah. This is exactly what I wanted. So just tapping it with the J30H. J30H? What? JH33 brush. Wow. And then I'm going to buff the edges with the fluffier side. And I'm going to kind of take this into my crease. I'm not giving too much of my attention to it. Just kind of like ever so slightly dusting it as I'm blending it, dusting it into my crease. Going back in with the first brush that we used, I'm going to use this to just blend everything out. Okay, now to darken up the look a little bit, I'm going to take this color right here. I'm just going to place it onto the outer corners of the eyes. And buff it out. I'm not getting the pigment I want. I actually do want to dig into my palette drawer right now and look for a little bit of a darker cranberry or like plum shade. So I'm gonna go do that and come back because I kind of want this to be a little bit darker. Okay, I'm picking up my Morphe 24G eyeshadow palette and I'm gonna mix two colors. This one and that one, like a little pinch of that one because it is brown. It's not really brown, but I don't want it to look brown. I just want that darkness from it. Does that make sense? Makes sense. So I'm gonna repeat the same exact motion as we did with the previous color. Just like a little bit of a placement. And then I dust off my brush so I don't get too much of that product. And I buff it out. Okay, I am going to dip my brush into black very, very, very lightly. Like very lightly. I'm going to start off by just buffing that on the outer corner. Because I think I do want to do a nice liner for this look. But we'll just have to wait and see. And I am using the black from the BH palette. And that's my dog barking. I'm going to dip into this shimmery shade right here. I'm also going to wet my brush using a little bit of setting spray. And all the brushes and products I used, if I forget to say it in the video, it'll all be listed below, so make sure to check that out. And I'm going to apply it on the first half of my lid. After doing this, I will go over top with my finger and kind of blend it and apply it and pack on a little bit more. Kind of just tap it. Okay, so much better. Wow. Now I'm going to pick up any of the blending brushes that we used. I'm just going to kind of dust right there. That's it. Not too much, so I don't want to lose that shimmer. Next, I'm going to go into eyeliner. I'm using the Balm Cosmetics Schwing Liquid Liner. I am going to apply this, and then I'm going to go over top of it with black shadow, because this does leave that kind of shiny finish, and I don't like that, but it is such an amazing liquid eyeliner. I used to never, and I mean never, use liquid liners. I actually hated them. I thought of them to be so sloppy. But now that I have like my technique down, and especially the technique of setting it after with like a black shadow, I love using liquid liners. It's so much easier. So I'm just going to sharpen this right here using my wipe. Just to clean it up a bit. Dust that off. Just, oh my god, this had glitter on the wipe. I was playing with glitter and I used it to clean it off the back of my hand, and I don't know if you guys can see it, it's all over my cheeks. Happy Valentine's Day! Picking up a black shadow on a flat brush. This is the Morphe E43. Oh wow, it doesn't actually dry that shiny. Which one was I mistaking this for? Okay, no, this doesn't dry shiny. I'm lying. I wasn't lying. I was mistaken. Really? I was just bragging about you. But I am gonna go over top of it just to make it a little bit more opaque, and also because I went over top of it with this one. We're gonna start off with the face. We'll come back to the eyes and finish it off later. I don't want to put lashes on right now because I am that person that leaves lashes, mascara, lips, and highlight to the absolute last step, because I don't like it when I have my lashes on and any powder that I'm doing or any blush, bronzer, highlight, I don't like it to get in the lash and then it becomes almost impossible to take it out. So primer, I am going to be taking the Touch and Soul. I don't know too much about this product, so I can't recommend it to you yet. It is my 3rd time using it. I am going to just apply this starting from the center of my face and working my way out. This leaves your skin very, very smooth. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Benefit Professional. It kind of leaves your skin feeling like that. I don't know if this does fill in pores. Smooth and pore covering top, secret for perfect makeup. How did I know? Next, I'm going to apply the Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow. This is a product that I've used about 4 times now. I can't say I love it and I can't say I hate it. And it's pretty much like an illuminator. Nothing too blinding or bold or chunky. This is what it looks like. I'm going to take that and apply a little bit on just like my overall skin, like just like this. I don't want to be focusing on one specific area. Just putting on a little bit of chapstick before foundation. I'm using the Vaseline Cocoa Butter Lip Therapy. So I'm taking my Estee Lauder foundation. I am in the shade Tawny right now. I'm a little bit too light for Tawny by itself, but since I have a turtleneck on and I'm going to go out with this, I'm just going to leave it as is so I can give myself like a little fake tan. I asked a lot of you guys to kind of give me some foundation recommendations for those who have tried this foundation, anything similar. And someone told me to try the Frankie Rose foundation. What do you guys know about that? What are your thoughts? I have tried that a very, very, very long time ago, and I went back to Estee Lauder, so I can't remember if it just didn't work out for me shade-wise, or I didn't prep and set it properly. But if you guys have any tricks for that foundation or any recommendations, let me know. My skin has been breaking out a little bit, not too much. And I am at fault because I know that when I don't drink a lot of water, you can first tell from my skin and from my elbows when I don't drink a lot of water. Like I get really dry. Skin, I just break out. That's all that it is. What else? And elbows, I just get excessively dry. Who has that issue? So I'm going to cream contour my skin a little bit before I jump into concealer. I'm using the Jouer Hazelwood Concealer, and any product will do, whether it's a darker foundation, a darker concealer, or something specifically made for... Oh, hell no. This is way too orange. Give me a sec. So I'm actually going to mix Hazelwood and Amber together because I like the color of Hazelwood, but the undertone is a little bit too orange for me. So I'm going to use something more neutralized to mix it and kind of fight the undertone, if that makes sense. I really like cream contour a little bit more than powder contouring because you kind of just feed this into your skin. And since you apply cream contour after foundation, it grabs it on, since it is a cream or liquid product, it grabs it on so well and it kind of stays longer. I always gotta contour my forehead. I just love the way it looks. I love that contrast we get. I don't know if any of you watch James Charles, but after watching some of his videos, I have been obsessed with nose contouring. I feel like I have his nose when I contour my nose, which I totally don't, but it definitely looks so much better in photos and in videos. Applying darkness here kind of cuts off the tip, and then not adding any more product with whatever is left on my brush. I'm just going on the sides of my nose to narrow it. Main part of contouring the nose is when you bake it and you bring that powder really close to your nose. That gives a very narrow illusion, and that's that look I'm going for. Then I go back in with my sponge and I just buff everything out. I use the side that we applied our foundation with just because it has a little bit of that foundation left, and that will kind of help us merge the contour into our skin very seamlessly. I'm just kind of bouncing the sponge on all the areas that we contoured. For concealer, I'm going to be using the KKW Beauty concealers. I have 2 shades that I use. This is number 2, and this is a really nice bright yellowish undertone brightening concealer, if you will. And I use a little bit of the shade number 8. I just dab it right in the center, as you guys will watch me do right now, because this is a little bit darker and it kind of mutes that bright effect, but not too much because I still like that. But I don't want my under eyes to be like white. I want there to be a brightness to it, but nothing overwhelming. So I'm going to take my sponge, the area where we didn't use, this is the tip part, and I'm going to buff all of that together. Some of you may say, why not just get shade number 3 or shade number 4? It's because when I was shopping, none of them were available other than these 2 and darker shades, and I think 1 was available, shade number 1. So I thought, why not just get 2 and mix it? It'll be my perfect shade. I haven't even had a chance to check if they restocked on any of their other shades, because now that I know I'm probably shade 3 or 4, I will repurchase it because I really like this concealer. A lot of people get really shocked when I say I haven't really given Tarte Shape Tape. Tarte Shape Tape. Wow, why is that hard for me to say? Okay, Tarte Shape Tape. Tarte Shape Tape. Okay. A lot of people are very shocked that I haven't given Tarte Shape Tape a full try. So what I use works for me. If it didn't, of course, that's a different story. But I do want to venture out and give it a shot, so I will. What shades do you guys think I should pick up? I mean, for those of you who use it and who are diehard Tarte Shape Tape, let me know what shade range I should go into or what shade you think I am. I'm going to be setting my under eyes with a little bit of the Mercier translucent setting powder. I have been recently loving the puff. So if anyone has used this puff, you for sure agree with me. It feels so fabulous on the skin. I'm going to apply a little bit of that and kind of just feed it into the puff. Yeah, is that what I'm doing? That's what I'm doing. And all I do is I just set it like this. It's not as harsh on the skin, and it feels amazing. So if a lot of you kind of suffer with, not suffer because it's just makeup, but if a lot of you have trouble with your under eye area being really dry and like cracky, try to stay away from setting it with a sponge and get one of these puffs. Or of course you can just use a brush like this. This will be fine. But the puff just feels so good on the eyes and on the overall face. It feels fantastic. But when it does come down to the sides of the nose, I don't like using the puff. I have to use a sponge because I really go and make it very visible that I have powdered the sides of my nose. I'm picking up the Cover FX powder, which is just a setting powder. It has a little bit of color, which I like because it doesn't make your whole face pretty much translucent or white. I'm using that on an E3 Morphe brush. I spoke about this brush in my previous video. I'm so obsessed with setting my face with this brush and for any other powder needs. And I tend to leave my nose baking just up until this moment right here. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of go with my same brush that I'm using to powder and just dust it off. I'm going to take the Laura Mercier Bronze shade number 4 and a Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH05 brush. This brush is actually so ideal for contouring or bronzing. I feel like it fits perfectly right here. Doesn't matter how wide, how big, how narrow your face is. It fits perfectly in that contour area. It's not too small, it's not too big. I think it is just right. I'm also bronzing up on the forehead where we contoured. Nothing too much, just going over top of it and down my jawline right here. I'm going to be taking this illuminating I'm going to be taking this Magic Hour Face Illuminator palette. Yes. I'm going to be just swirling this brush into all 4 shades, mainly focusing on this one, but getting all 4 of them. Does that make sense? So this brush, let me just change your lives for the rest of your lives, is definitely necessary in everyone's kit. Even if you do makeup for yourself and you don't, do you notice how many times I'm going back into this as if there is nothing on my brush? I'm just like, this brush is the perfect brush for everything. Of course, other than eye makeup, but blush, dusting off powder, a little bit of bronzer, a little bit of highlight, dusting off Fallout. It is such an ideal brush. It's the Lexi 640 Pro Precision Tapered Brush. I can't remember if I have a coupon code with them. I don't think I do. I think I had one previously, but I will look for one and I will put it down below. But I promise every penny you pay for this brush is worth it, because I've had this one for, I want to say 3 years? 3 years. The same exact brush, and it hasn't broken on me. It hasn't shed on me whatsoever. It works just as amazing as it did the first week I got it. So you guys can see that this face illuminator just kind of gives my skin and my cheeks a very nice glow. So when I smile, you can see that it has a really cute, hydrated and like healthy looking feel to it. For blush, I'm going to dip into the Jouer Bouquet d'Amour. Perfect for Valentine's Day because it's just love. Just love. Do you guys see this? I'm going to be dipping into this color right here and a dab of this color. I always mix my blushes. I know all of you do too, trust me. I feel like I lose my blush the fastest, so I'm going to go overboard because I want this to remain the same throughout the whole night. I'm going to take a little bit of powder, and I'm not going to really precisely just bake that. I'm just cleaning it up a bit. I went ahead and filled in my brows off of camera, and I concealed this one. So I'm going to go ahead and finish off the eye look. So for the under eye area, I'm not going to leave it blank. I definitely want there to be drama and color and pink and just Valentine's Day. I want Valentine's Day to be on my lower lash line. Picking up this fuchsia color and a little bit of this color, which is the first color that we applied into our crease. And I'm going to be applying that right on the outer corner of my eye. Sorry, not outer corner of my eye. I'll be applying that on the whole lower lash line. That's what I meant. And don't mind the faces that I make. Then I'm going to dust off this brush and apply that first color and kind of blend it. Drag it a little bit lower and extend it underneath my eyeliner. Now I don't want to take the fuchsia directly and just apply this there. That's why I'm taking that lighter color that we first applied in the crease, and I'm going to use that to buff out this fuchsia color. I don't want the fuchsia to be too overwhelming. I still want the wing to have its own moment. Okay, next I'm taking a brown eyeliner. This is from Estee Lauder. It is in the shade Coffee. I'm using brown because over top of this liner, I'm going to apply that reddish shade in my waterline. Now I know to some this may sound very creepy, and to others you might be like, yes girl, I do that too. Maybe a dab of that, yeah. What this does is that it sets the liner so it doesn't smudge, and it kind of changes the colors. You might have to blink a couple of times, but it goes away and it makes the eyeliner stay so much longer. Now that I applied the brown liner and that reddish fuchsia shade inside, my waterline looks like it's kind of reddish, and that's what I was going for. I'm gonna take a little bit of the black, like a dab of that color, and I'm gonna apply this on the outer lash line right here. Really, really thin and super tight right here. I'm going to take that same brush that we used to apply the fuchsia shadow. I'm picking up a dab of that fuchsia shadow, and I'm going to buff the black and that fuchsia together. Now picking up a white shadow, this, and maybe like a dab of that so it's not like starch white. I'm going to be applying that right on the inner corner right there, just to kind of open up my eyes. I'm going to hit my brow bone with a little bit of Jouer Citrine. Wow, oh my god, I love this highlight. And I'm going to take a blending brush that we used to work on our eyes and kind of buff that so there are no harsh lines of the highlight. We're going to apply lashes on for this look today, but before doing that, I'm going to give my lashes a couple coats of mascara. I'm going to use the Lancome Monsieur Big Mascara. So they actually sent this perfectly in time for Valentine's Day. If you guys can see, there is like really cute little hearts decorated around the whole bottle. And this is my first time using this mascara, and I don't know what I can say about it just yet. It's good. I love the color. Very black. My mascara has to be black, like black is black. I used the L'Oreal Voluminous. There's the regular and then there's the carbon black. I don't even know why they make the regular. Carbon black all the way. So for lashes, I'm going to be using the Velour lashes in the style Flawless. And I used this 2 days ago and I popped it back in there so I can remember the actual name. I put the lashes on off camera because I'm always like this, like super close to the mirror. And there's like no point to be recording that. I actually really like this mascara. Mascara is one thing where you guys don't need to like give it a week's worth of try. I feel like give it a day or even the first try, you know if you like a mascara. I've gotten a lot of mascaras in PR that just by opening it and like seeing it, using it once, I knew it wasn't gonna work for me. But this one, it's my type of mascara. It makes your lashes very black, long, and full, thick. You know, I like that. I love that. I'm going to be taking a little bit of the KKW #1 powder to kind of brighten that area. Like, you see what a difference that made? That was just like one little swipe. It makes such a big difference. And just kind of give it one dust, done. So as a base, I'm going to be using the Mary Duminizer by the Balm. I'm going to apply this with a beauty blender. I just take it and I kind of feed the product into the beauty blender until it kind of blends out like that. And I apply a little bit right here and a little bit right here. I'm going to be mixing the shade Gold Digger from Artist Couture and Conceited. So no, I'm just going to be using Gold Digger. Let me first apply that and see how that looks, because I think I'm going to like, yeah, I'm just going to use Gold Digger. Like a tiny little dot right there. Love highlighting my Cupid's bow. So I picked up some of the Pop Beauty Permanent Pout lipsticks, or lip stains if you will. This is in the shade Nearly Nude. I'm going to line it with this because I love the way the applicator looks. It's very sharp and I will get a perfect line with that. And if it is too dark, I will put the more nuder one. It smells like bubble gum. So I just applied Pale Baby right on the center so it kind of brightens up or lightens the lip. I love the color. This is my first time wearing this actual lip paint, so I don't know how it will wear. But so far it's okay. Okay guys, that is it for my Valentine's Day makeup tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me create this beautiful, different, unique look. Unique for me because I'm never really in these tones. I have a couple videos here and there using these tones, but I've never actually worn this out. So I'm excited to go out to dinner tonight. It isn't Valentine's Day tonight, but we do have date night planned and I'm so excited just to wear this out, feel glamorous, feel flirty, fun, and all that jazz. So if you guys like this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up. It does help me. Comment below what you guys want to see next because I want to know what you guys want to know. All of the products that I used and mentioned will be listed below, so make sure to check the description box. Oh yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you all in the next one. Hour Face Illuminator Palette. Got it. Okay. So I'm going to be taking this Magic Hour Face Illuminating Primer. I said primer. Oh my god, I was about to Illuminator palette. Got it. I'm gonna get it, I promise. This is what you get for eating carbs. So I'm gonna be taking this Magic Hour Face Illuminator palette. I got it, but I'm gonna do it again because I kind of sluttered one of the words. Okay. Ooh, a little feisty. I'm just stamping it, stapling it, staple, stamp. Powder, no, palette. Oh. Wipes are so handy. Like no one appreciates them. I love you. So, if you are spending Valentine's Day in and you got no plans, girl, I got something for you. Netflix, start watching Dynasty. I already said this. Go to Trader Joe's and get these chips. It's pink for Valentine's Day. No, I'm kidding. I don't know why it's pink, but it's freaking fantabulous. Whoever likes Takis will be die hard for these. They taste so similar, if not better. You know how Takis, you eat like 3 and you're done, like you're chugging milk, you're chugging water because it's really spicy. This, it has that perfect chili and lime taste to it. Oh my god, it's perfect. My friend Ange introduced this to me. Thank you, Ange, for making me fat. When you're done eating this, you don't have to like you don't have that you have with Takis or like really hot Cheetos. This, that flavor is there and it goes away. It doesn't burn you. That's what I love. They're vegan. Vegan. If my man is watching this, all I want for Valentine's Day is like 50 of these. That's it.